Thanks, Senator Carper. I'll recognize colleagues for a second round if you wish to use the time. Senator Marshall.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, and Senator Carper, thank you for your thoughtful questions as always and the wisdom that you always pass on. I want to go back to the antitrust issue just for a second. I'm not an attorney. I'm trying to understand the process, but it's my understanding the PGA Tour was under some type of an antitrust issue investigation. As you were going forward, what type of advice were your attorneys giving you if you did this merger? Is it going to increase or decrease your risk of exposure to an antitrust issue? Mr. Price.
Thank you, Senator. Yes, we were undergoing an investigation with regard to our regulations and how they applied to the players that we had suspended who joined the LIV Golf League. We have been notified that the antitrust regulators are also going to look at our framework agreement, and we plan to fully cooperate with that investigation. But we do see this, if we're able to move from a framework agreement to a definitive agreement, it's going to heal a fracture in golf. The fracture in golf could have led to less fan interest and a decreased product and opportunities for all professional golfers. We think as a result
But my question is, will this increase or decrease your antitrust risk? Is that what the attorneys are giving you any advice, this merger?
The regulators are certainly taking a look at it. We believe that it should not violate the antitrust rules, but we plan to fully cooperate with that investigation.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Price. I'm going to go to Mr. Dunn again. Would it be fair to say that some golf venues benefit from the traditional PGA Tour and other golf venues were benefiting from the new LIV tournaments going on? Mr. Dunn.
Thank you, Senator. I want to make sure I understand. So definitely where the PGA Tour is, the local communities, as Senator Blumenthal talked about in Connecticut, they by intention, design, right, total focus, they will definitely benefit.
And the same is true for the LIV venues as well, that those venues were making money.
I think they get paid money. I don't know if the crowds are quite the same.
Right. As you all were concerned about LIV going forward, was there any particular venues that were often talked about that there was concern about where the LIV was playing, or any type of money concerns from the venue locations?
You're asking me, Senator?
Yes.
That never came up in any single discussion that I ever had with anyone, but I'm not privy to every discussion. But there was no discussion about coveting or not desiring any LIV. Everything was about our players, our fans, our sponsors. How can we get to something that will work for everybody? We never discussed where they play. We don't,
Mr. Price, were there any discussions at your level about concern where the LIV venues were and going forward where these venues might be?
No, sir. Certainly nothing I was aware of. I agree with Jimmy in that the focus was on LIV and what they were doing to try to recruit our players.
And they're your players?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they're former PGA Tour members, and so they were our players before they left to go join LIV.
Okay. Are they contractors for you all? Do they work for you all? Do they?
They are independent contractors, so they can. They don't have to play in all of our events, but our regulations, stipulate that they can't play for a competing league unless they get a conflicting event release. These players did not. These are regulations. We're a membership organization. Those are regulations that were developed by the members themselves, and so they're free to go pay for another league. They just can't go back and forth.
Okay, thank you. I'll close with this on a positive note. Mr. Dunn.
Yes, sir.
I feel your compassion, your passion. We never met before, but your compassion for this game of golf. Tell me why. Why do you love this game? What's important to you about it?
It's a good question, Senator. You have your faith, your family, and your friends, and And golf has made a huge difference in my life. My father always talked about there were three important things. Number one, get to the best college you could get into. Two, marry the right woman. And three, get good enough at golf so you weren't scared to death on the first tee. And that's, other than health, faith, family, friends, that's, if you do that, it'll be all right. And I've made so many friends and been into so many situations, including today, less enjoyable, but it is an experience. And I'm a very proud American, and I know it's not ideal, but I'm pretty proud to be in front of senators. And the game of golf is, it's hard to really dislike somebody you play golf with. And I think golf is a global sport. We're reaching out to all parts of the world. And I think the more people that do it, the better chance we have for a better world.